I'm Scott McLean, and welcome to today's Fire Situation Report for Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. As the wind conditions improved yesterday, crews brought final containment to the Fox Fire up in Siskiyou County. There are still over 17,000 firefighters working to gain ground on the remaining 26 major wildfires across the state. Crews across the state also responded to 26 new wildfires over and above what we're dealing with now, with only the Candy Fire in Riverside County growing beyond control of the initial response. Since the beginning of the year, 2020, there have been over 8,100 wildfires statewide that have burned well over 3.9 million acres in California. Keep in mind, back in 2018, the record then was 1.9 million acres, and now look where we are at today. Sadly, 29 fatalities have occurred to date for the year 2020 due to wildfires, and over 7,200 structures have been destroyed. Let's move over to the fires now. With the August complex, we're looking at over 949,000 acres burned to date with containment of 43%. Moving on to the North complex, which I just came off of yesterday, we're looking at 314 plus thousand acres with a containment of 76%. This being the Highway 70 corridor right here is giving the firefighters the most challenge. It is bumped into actually Highway 70 and is staying on the south side. It's about a half a mile in length, but it's still remaining on the south side of Highway 70. There is a lot of work being done on the north side of Highway 70 as well. A lot of contingency lines, a lot of dozer lines, a lot of folks are involved in that. Plus we have some extra equipment that is staged in case something does take place. You'll also note a small spot fire that took place there that the Forest Service was able to catch as well. This down in this corner has been taken care of. That was in the Forbstown area. Did a lot of hard work for several days, and they were able to catch that and actually take out that fuel out ahead of that fire in that particular area by burning operations. Very successful there. Very rugged ground, as you can only imagine. And up here, there's a couple of challenges as well, but overall, it's looking pretty good. Moving on to the Zogg Fire in Shasta County, and now it's actually burned into Tehama County down here, as you can see. We're looking at 51, almost 52,000 acres burned to date, 7% containment. So we're starting to get some containment moving. We're still having some challenges up here as well as down here. So they still have a long way to go, but they're gaining ground. The next one, the Glass Fire. Napa, started in Napa County. Started with 3 fires. The Shady Fire, the Glass Fire, and the Boysen Fire. They've all combined into one now. So we're looking at over 48,440 acres to date. It's starting with some containment numbers too at 2%, but that is a start. Still a lot of work, still a lot of fire activity taking place in that area as well. We're looking at the Creek Fire. The Creek Fire has burned over 305,000 acres and is about 44% contained. We were unable to get the map for today's show, but hopefully we'll get that tomorrow for you folks. Still work to be done there as well. Moving over to the SQF complex. Again, down in Tulare County, still a lot of work to be done. We're looking at 61%, burning over 151,000 acres, but still, there's still a lot of work to be done by those firefighters. So we want to move over now to the weather. There's been elevated temperatures and low humidity levels continue across much of California through this week, but we're starting to look at a cooling pattern starting maybe Saturday, Sunday into next week as well. Unfortunately, a fire weather watch that was going to be in effect in the beginning of this evening in Monterey County and the North Bay is now predicted to be a red flag warning. As we can see here, this will now be a red flag warning instead of a fire weather watch. That has the potential of affecting the glass fires you can only imagine coming up from the bay, and you can see the glass fires right in that particular area. Again, locally gusty winds could cause erratic fire behavior. Those winds will also be experienced in the Sierra and associated foothills and Southern California mountain regions. As I explained earlier, a cooling trend is expected to arrive over the weekend, lowering temperatures. But let's go take a look here at these temperatures per se. We're looking, it's not too good. Now keep in mind, with the smoke conditions, that has a tendency to lower those temperatures as well. But we're looking probably in the north part of the state, upwards of 100 degrees this coming Friday. Again, smoke conditions will pretty much dictate that. Humidities are still going to remain low though. So as you can see here, Redding today, 99 degrees, Eureka, 69, Fresno, 95, where the Creek Fire is, the Bay. So we're looking probably 80s, 90s in the Glass Fire area. Moving over to the wind gusts. So we're looking until through 5 p.m. on the 2nd, which is Friday. Eureka's looking at 10 to 20, Tahoe, same. So you can see pretty much throughout the state, we're looking at 10 to 20 mile per hour winds. Granted, that is much slower than what we had to deal with when some of these fires took off recently, but it still is a definite factor that has to be weighed during these firefights. Moving on to minimum humidity. Again, we're looking at today, Redding, 11%. We're looking at Tahoe, 14%. Fresno's 22%. Sacramento, where I'm standing right now, is going to be 16% today. California historically experiences some of the most devastating wildfires in the months of September and October. That was the rule of thumb. But look at what we've been dealing with in 2018, 2017, this year especially. It's been pretty much year round. Do not let your guard down. We all need to work together to get through this. Keep in mind, 95% of all wildfire starts are human caused. So we need to pay attention to our surroundings, and we need to be prepared. You need to have those go kits ready to go. You need to pay attention to the weather forecast. You need to pay attention to the red flag warnings. And when those red flag warnings come and those evacuation orders come, please leave. So I ask that you visit our website, readyforwildfire.org, for further information on all that, and also fire.ca.gov to keep updated. Have a safe day. Thank you.